The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Carl Jung. Are you truly living your life, or are you just trying to please others? From our earliest steps, we're taught to seek approval. The smiles and proud expressions of our parents teach us to tie our actions to external validation. What begins as an innocent reflection of love and care gradually solidifies into a deeply ingrained habit that shapes our lives. Without realizing it, we grow dependent on the gaze of others to define who we are, what we do, and even how we feel. But what happens when this pattern stretches beyond family and close friends? We find ourselves trapped in a relentless cycle of trying to please even those we barely know. A neighbor, a coworker, a stranger on social media. We live in a world where social validation feels like currency, and in the endless quest for approval, many sacrifice their authenticity and even their dreams. The crushing weight of social validation. Think about how often you've worried about what others think of you. Did they like what I said? Are they judging how I look? These seemingly small questions pile up over time, consuming mental energy. It's like carrying an invisible backpack filled with stones. Each worry, each attempt to please, adds more weight. This obsession paralyzes us, and it doesn't stop there. Richard Taylor, in his book Restoring Pride, points out that the fear of disapproval pushes us toward paths that aren't truly ours. Instead of following our talents and passions, we choose what's safe, what pleases others. Yet external validation is often fleeting and shallow. It's tied to appearances, the car we drive, the clothes we wear, the number of followers we have. This creates a fragile happiness, ready to crumble at the slightest criticism. Now think about the era of social media. How many people today define their worth by likes and comments? How often have you posted something, checked your phone, and felt a hollow sense of disappointment when the reaction wasn't what you hoped? We live in a world where positive attention is mistaken for self-esteem, but who are we really trying to impress? People we often don't even know, whose opinions are fleeting and superficial. How much time are we wasting? According to a study called the National Worry Audit, the average Brit spends 6.5 years of their life worrying. A significant portion of that is tied to what others think. 28% worry about their appearance, 21% about what to wear, and 17% about body odor. Imagine spending nearly 7 years of your life consumed by such thoughts. Even more troubling, this time could be redirected toward meaningful pursuits, learning new skills, creating memories, or simply enjoying life. The impact is clear. We're trading a life of potential for one dictated by others' expectations. But there is a way out, and it starts with a shift in mindset. The Courage to be Disliked, Kashimi and Koga, in The Courage to be Disliked, offer a powerful solution. True freedom lies in the courage to be disliked. They explain that as long as we seek approval, we're trapped. Happiness doesn't come from being liked by everyone, but from living according to our values, even if it means facing criticism. This idea might feel radical. After all, who enjoys being criticized? But the authors highlight a key point. A life spent chasing approval is a life of servitude. It's impossible to please everyone. There will always be someone who disagrees, criticizes, or disapproves. So why not prioritize yourself? Practical steps to overcome the fear of disapproval. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Porcius Cato had an intriguing strategy for overcoming the fear of judgment. He deliberately dressed simply, ignoring the fashion norms of his time. He knew he'd be judged, but used these situations as emotional training. Each criticism was an opportunity to strengthen his independence from others' opinions. Another striking example is Diogenes the Cynic, who frequently challenged social norms. Once, he walked backward through a crowded theater, provoking laughter and ridicule. When asked why, he replied, "Aren't you ashamed of walking the wrong way in life while mocking me for walking backward?" His freedom was absolute because he'd freed himself from the need to please. These stories may seem extreme, but they carry a valuable lesson. The only way to overcome the fear of judgment is to face it head on. Small steps, like saying no when you mean it, or wearing what makes you happy regardless of trends, can be the beginning of a profound transformation. Understanding projections in judgment. Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung offers another tool for dealing with criticism: understanding projection. Often, the judgments we face have little to do with us and more to do with the insecurities and shadows of the person criticizing. In other words, when someone judges you, they may be projecting their own weaknesses and internal conflicts. Recognizing this can help us put criticisms in perspective and reduce their emotional impact. Building a life free from validation. What does it mean to live an authentic life? It means investing time and energy in what matters to you. It means building self-confidence, strengthening your mind and body, and pursuing goals that truly fulfill you. As we grow more secure in who we are, the need for approval fades. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "How foolish it is to feel pleasure in being praised by people you cannot even admire." Think about that. Why give so much power to the opinions of people whose values you don't respect? An invitation to act now. It's your turn to reflect. How much is the opinion of others shaping your life? Are you ready to change that? Remember, true freedom comes from the courage to live your truth, regardless of what others think. This doesn't mean completely disregarding those around you, but rather placing your authenticity above the need to please. Try small acts of courage. Say no when necessary. Make choices that reflect who you are, not what others expect. Over time, you'll notice the weight of others' opinions diminishing and space for your own happiness growing. Are you ready for this journey? Because the reward is immense. The freedom to truly be yourself,